Chat. Hey, Fab Gals, good morning. It's Tuesday morning. I'm sorry I'm a few minutes late. It's just been a little bit manic. But in the live video this morning, I'm super excited to be sharing my tips on how to dress when you're short. I'm so excited because this video actually came from a request from you, Fab Gals. So I'm excited to share my tips with you today. And you know, the thing that I love, ladies, about live is I get to engage with you. So hey, Celestial, good to have you. I see a couple of you have come on. Welcome to Tuesday Live. Super excited. So for those of you who don't know who I am, if you're coming back for the first, or if you're coming for the first time, and if you're coming back as my Fab Girl community, welcome. I'm Tracy Gold, and it's my absolute passion to bring you fashion tips that make you look and feel fabulous. And today I'm really going to focus on one of the biggest points that women seem to ask me about, and I think I'm becoming known for. My one video is over 500,000 views, how to dress when you're short. And you know what, I have to be honest, ladies, it was just a filler video. I just thought one day, well, I don't have a series, let me just do a quick filler video on how to dress when you're short. And it boosted my channel, and that's, I think, why a lot of you subscribers are actually here. One thing I also just want to point out to you ladies is that I was looking on my analytics of my channel recently and found that about 84% of you who are watching my channel are not subscribers. And I would love for you to subscribe. In fact, so much so that I've made it easier for you. So do you see in the corner, there's that little subscribe button? You can click on that and that will mean you subscribe. Also, what you can do is if you look below the video on the replay, you'll see that there's a subscribe button and then there's a little bell. That little bell, if you click that, will let you know when I go live, when I upload a new video, and that will be every Tuesday and Friday. So I have consistent content coming your way of tips, fashion tips for women over 40. So unless you don't want to get those tips, you know, no pressure to subscribe, but I think you're going to want to get the tips. So subscribe, ladies. And for those of you who maybe don't know how to subscribe, because I know many of us on YouTube, but we're not quite sure how to subscribe, how to comment, how to like. And listen, it's so much fun to be able to do that, because what I'm seeing with this Fab Girl community, because I'm growing a community of women over 40 who are supporting and uplifting and inspiring each other. You guys are answering each other's questions. You guys are being supportive with one another. So we'd love for you to join this Fab Girl community. So all you need, ladies, get this, it's really easy. You just need a Gmail email address. And you can log in to YouTube with your Gmail email address. You can comment, you can subscribe, you can like, you can comment on other people's comments. It is fabulous. So we'd love to have you part of the community. Come on, join us. All right. So I'm going to head on into the tips, and then I can see quite a few of you are here. Renita, hey, fantastic. And I'm sure you have your questions ready about dressing when you're short. Let me also say, so I'm going to do the tips first, and then I'm going to address your questions. I just want to do a little disclaimer. Some ladies have felt a little offended because I do so many videos on how to dress when you're short, thinking that what I'm saying is that there's something wrong with being short. Hey, ladies, there's nothing wrong with being short. I'm 5'2.5", and I actually have got no problem with being short. I actually think it's just the way I am. And I've learned how to dress my body shape and learned how to make myself look and feel fabulous. And let me say, I've been to Italy, and Italian women are known for being some of the most stylish women in the world. And they are short. In fact, they make me look tall, even wearing flats. I also now live in New York, and I do not wear high heels often. And if I do, they have to be super comfortable. So I'm totally comfortable in my skin, and I want you to be too. And so that's why I title these How to Dress When You're Short, because it does get your attention, right? So I'm super excited. I'm going to share my tips. There is a little bit of a limitation with live in that I can't stand back and show you full length because the camera just doesn't it's not going to work that way. But I have a whole series of videos on how to dress when you're short, and I'm going to put the link in the description below when I'm done with this live video, so you can go and see actual outfit examples of what I'm referring to. Also, for those of you, I've had a couple of really strong comments, the fact that, well, easy for me because I'm slim and I'm small and that kind of thing. But what if you're curvy and you're short? Well, listen, ladies, I'm a personal stylist. I've been working with women. I've worked with thousands of women for the last 16 years. And I have used these same tips for women who are short, regardless of their shape. And I have worked with all different body shapes. I actually have been living in South Africa for most of my life. And South African women are generally not my size. And so I've had a variety of different body shapes that I've worked with, and I think they're all beautiful and all fabulous, and these tips have worked for them too. But if you're feeling a little disbelieving of that fact, then I will put in the description below also a style makeover that I did recently with a friend of mine, Vanessa Tyler, who is short and she's gorgeously curvy. And we use some of the very same tips that I'm going to share with you today. So be encouraged, ladies. I do not just think about what works for my body shape. Because I have so much experience working with a variety of women, I'm always thinking of, how is this going to relate to you? How are you going to be able to put this into action? Because this channel, ladies, is not all about me. It's about you. It's about what makes you feel good. And I'm just here to hopefully inspire you and to share my knowledge and share my talents with you so that you can look and feel fabulous. Okay, so enough about that. I'm now going to go into the tips. So my first number one tip, and this, I think, to me, I call this the secret of the universe of slim dressing. Okay, so if you want to look slimmer instantly, if you want to look taller instantly, regardless of your shape, regardless of your height, regardless of your body shape, your size, regardless, ladies, this is something that you want to do. Wait for it. Are you ready? Nip your waist. Define your waist, ladies. This is the secret to the universe of slim dressing and making yourself look taller. Now, you may be thinking that's really weird. Aren't we talking about like how to dress when you're short? Yes, we are. But it's so interesting because I think, number one, we've lost the concept of where our waist is. So ladies, where you are right now, I want you to put your hands into your waist. Okay, I'm going to stand up. Ladies, where is your waist? Your waist is not here. Your waist is not on your tummy. Your waist is in here. It's higher up. It's your narrowest point, okay? This is your waist. See, I'm defining my waist already. Can you see that? Okay, so that, ladies, is your waist. And the reason why it's so important to define your waist is that it makes your legs look longer. It makes your legs look like they actually start from your waist, okay? It makes them look like they started from here as opposed to starting from the end of a very long, baggy top that's trying to cover up stuff. Okay, defining your waist is so important. What it also does is it shows the natural balance in your curves. So the amazing thing about our bodies, ladies, is that our bodies are generally in greater balance than we think they are. And what's so exciting about this is that even when we gain weight or our body shape changes, we still often are in greater balance than we think. You must remember, ladies, I'm a stylist. I see women's bodies completely differently because I'm not emotionally attached to your body. I am to mine. Believe me, I am to mine, but I'm not to yours. So when I'm looking at you, I'm just looking for balance. Now, what defining your waist does is it shows the natural balance between your shoulders or your bust, whichever is your most prominent. Okay, so for me, my shoulders are wider than my bust. Unfortunately, just is the way it is, but it is that way, okay? So what defining my waist does is it shows the natural balance between my shoulders and my hips. Okay, so I'm going to stand back a little bit. Now, if you have this straight up and down, ladies, like really straight up and down, one big baggy top, as so many of us are wearing, then it doesn't show the natural balance between your shoulders and your bust, whichever is the widest point, and your hips. It just looks all as wide as your widest point, which is generally here or here. Okay, so defining your waist does that. Also, many women are nervous about defining the waist because they're afraid of their tummy. Ladies, let me say that when you define your waist, you actually take the emphasis away from here and you put it onto here. Especially, and this is a trick, this is just a little bonus tip, especially when you're wearing a printed garment. Okay, so I am a huge fan. You may have noticed I love print. Pattern and print is a girl's best friend. Why? Because it disguises a multitude of things. It disguises, you won't know. If I was wearing a plain top, this would be a very different look than it being printed. Okay, it needs to be fitted, so you can't wear a big baggy top. So you know how sometimes women are afraid of looking bigger in pattern and print. And the reason being is because they're often wearing a size too big for them, or they're wearing something shapeless. If you're wearing something shapeless in a print, baggy in a print, yes, ladies, it's going to make you look bigger. However, if you're wearing something fitted, nipped in the waist, and it's printed, you're not going to know what's fabric and what's flesh. In fact, on the days that I have a bloated day, this is one of my favorite tops. Okay, I'm not having a bloated day today, but if I am, this kind of thing is one of my favorite because it puts emphasis here. The pattern disguises my tummy and nobody's looking. You may feel it. Listen, you may feel it, but no one else is going to notice. Okay, so major bonus. I mean, nipping your waist not only helps you look taller, hallelujah, that's awesome. But it also can make you look slimmer and it can show natural balance. Fabulous tip. Right. So I'm going to tell you a few ways that you can nip in the waist, and not everything is going to work for every woman, but defining your waist regardless. And I've worked with all different shapes and sizes. Let me just say, regardless, it works. It works like a charm. But each individual woman, you're going to have to find what works for you. And if you're struggling with that, ladies, then, you're welcome to reach out to me. I do online sessions, so it doesn't matter where in the world you are. I'm based in New York, so you can always see me one-on-one in New York. But I do online sessions, so if you're struggling with making these tips work for you, then just reach out to me on email. The details are in the description of the video. Feel free to email me and we could chat further. All right, so a couple of ways that you can define your waist is, first of all, was a belt. A belt is a great way of doing it. I tend to like quite wide belts because I find they define the waist really well. But ladies, you want to make sure you want to put it up into your waist. Also, you'll see there's a couple of videos. I'm going to refer to Vanessa's makeover video again. You'll see her video was very effective of how the belt works. Also, I did I'm just trying to think of what the title of it was. I did with Angelique, because I did two style makeover videos with Angelique. And the one I think was on how to dress when you're tall. Yes, opposite to what you would think, right? And opposite to the topic we're discussing. But when I put a belt on her, unbelievable how transformed her look. So it doesn't matter what height you are, the belt still really works. The only time a belt doesn't really work, or can sometimes be a challenge, is if you are very square. So in that you have really no defined waist. I have just a tiny bit of a defined waist, like I don't have much of a waist. So I find a belt really does work for me, but you've got to play around with it and find what works. Also, if you can do a soft belt, that helps because it then doesn't feel uncomfortable. You don't want it too uncomfortable. Although I have a variety, but I love belts. I think belts are like the most amazing things. Okay, the other way that you can really nip in your waist is to wear shapely garments. It's really helpful, if you've got, say, a baggy top that you just love to wear, and you put a fitted, nipped waist blazer over that top, it's going to completely transform your look. I mean, completely transform your look. So look for things, ladies, look for garments. Going into springtime now, as you're starting to rework your wardrobe, your closet, look for things that are going to define your waist, that are going to nip into your waist. You'll be absolutely amazed at what that can do for you. Then the other thing is like a self-built. So for instance, the top that I'm wearing here, this is a wrap top and it's got a self-built. Makes a big difference because a self-belt is really, really helpful and it's just there. You don't have to think about it. That's one of the reasons why I love, and I actually make a lot of wrap tops and wrap dresses because I don't have to think about it. I just put it on, wrap it, belt done. Easy, super, super easy. And it's really comfortable that way. The last thing is just to, what is this note that I've made for myself? My handwriting is so bad. Oh, yes. Okay. I mean, I could be a doctor by now already. My handwriting is so bad. The other way of doing that is really quite exciting with fashion that's coming forward, well, that is in fashion now and that is growing, is the high-waisted pant. So the high-waisted pant is really great because it sits into the waist. And what that allows you to do is to tuck your tops in and actually define your waist that way. So if I've got something that's a little shapeless, sometimes I'll do like a little half tuck. You'll see in some of my videos I talk about the half tuck. So you can do a bit of a half tuck, which then helps to define your waist, or I'll tuck it in completely. The only time that this isn't really going to work for you is if you've got quite a generous tummy and you're not that comfortable with your tummy, because adding that extra fabric to tuck in is going to be problematic, and then a high-waisted tuck is just going to put emphasis on it. So you need to play with some ways. That's why I wanted to give you a couple of different ways that you can nip your waist, because not one way is going to work for every woman. All right, then the other tip on how to dress when you're short is to shorten your hemlines. Now, I know this is a little contentious for women over 40, but I did a video on Friday where I interviewed various different over 40 fashionistas and asked them what they thought. What is the top rule that they love to break? And the Silver Stylist, Lisa Hill from the Silver Stylist, said one of the rules that she rules, because we don't believe in rules any longer, but one of the rules that she loves to break is to wear shorter skirts because she's comfortable with her knees. So ladies, if you are comfortable to show your knees, you can go either just slightly above the knee, on the knee, but if you're not, rather just go just below the knee. That will help quite a lot. And then in wintertime, what's great is if you're not so crazy about your knees and you do kind of want to show them, or you want to wear shorter hemlines, you can do that in winter and wear tights or leggings on underneath. And that way you won't see what your legs look like. The other way that one of my fabulous viewers, Kim, does is she loves the over the knee boot. I'm also a huge fan. I wear those red ones like almost all the time. And the over the knee boots also make my legs look longer. They make my legs appear longer, which is fab. But they also kind of can just hide the knee. So if you're not that comfortable with your knees, that's one way to do that. And you could actually wear that into spring. I mean, I think until it gets really, really hot into summer, you could actually wear over the knee boot and then a slightly shorter skirt. So I think shorter lengths are good for women who are short. If you're going to wear long, wear full length, ladies. Don't do this 3/4 thing, which brings me to my final tip. Anything 3/4 length, which means anything between, just below your knee and touching your shoe. That is 3/4. So anything in that funny mid-length is actually going to make you look shorter. The funny thing is the eye goes to where there's skin. So when you have something 3/4 and your leg is sticking out, the eye is going to cut you right at that length. And I know that fashion is saying, oh, if you're petite or if you're short, you should wear cropped. I have to say I disagree. I find cropped is very difficult for women who are short to wear and to wear effectively. Where cropped comes in that's very helpful is if it's a crop pant. I've had this before where I'm looking for a full length pant and pair of pants or jeans, and it's supposedly cropped, but it's actually full length for me. Fabulous. Then I don't have to tailor it. It's wonderful. I love that. But I would avoid anything that's cropped because it's really going to make you look shorter. It puts you the eye right there. However, if you've got some things already in your closet that you are wearing, then let's say it's a black pair of pants. Put a black long boot on underneath it, or pair of leggings or tights, and keep your shoes black, and that will elongate you. It will definitely make those things work. Alternatively, ladies, a really easy way is just to shorten things to either just below your knee, on your knee, or just above your knee, depending on how comfortable you feel. And if you don't believe me, so many women struggle with this when I say 3/4 actually makes you look shorter, because it's a bit of a mind. It's a bit crazy because we're not used to thinking in that way. But if you don't believe me, go home. I know you have 3/4 pants in your closet, and go and shorten one leg. Just fold it up or fold it under and look at the difference and see the difference. What you want to do is you want to show enough calf to make it worth it, show enough leg to make it worth it. And if you can, go above the knee, even better. It will elongate you instantly. It will make you look taller instantly. So, okay, so I've got a lot of questions coming through here and comments. So I'm just going to start going through them. I'm getting a little thirsty, excuse me. Ugh. Okay, right. So, oh, hey, Linda, so good. Vanessa was a great interview, Renita says. Thanks so much. Yeah, she really is incredible. I really would encourage you. So I did a style makeover with her, and I did an interview with her, and you can just check on some of my latest uploads and you can get that information. She's really very inspirational. All right, Celestial says, my whole torso is my rib cage. Okay, so Celestial, are you saying that you have like no waist definition? So if you can answer that, then that will help me and I can answer that question for you. Renita says, defining the waist has been transforming for me once I realized where my waist was. Yes, because I think, Renita, I think that we've lost the concept of where our waist is because we've been wearing hipsters. Hipsters have been in fashion for so long. I mean, I think at least 10, 15 years. So our perception is that our waist is way lower, but our waist is high up. And once we start to define that, that's a whole different ball game. And many women are afraid of the whole concept of defining their waist because they think I'm saying do it on your tummy, but no, it isn't. And in fact, if you look at Vanessa's video, her style makeover video, I actually take a wrap top and I tie it where she would normally tie it. And I show the difference between when you're tying it across your belly. I mean, I'll do it now even. Okay, so I know I don't have much of a belly, which I'm very grateful for. I have worked on that. So if I do this, okay, so it's definitely going to be a different look, even though there's pattern and you can't. Okay, so in her case, it was black. The tie was black, so it was more defined. So you can see it easier. But look at the difference between that and when I'm doing this. Okay, you see, very different look. And if you have a belly, then it's really going to, when you put it down here, ladies, it's going to put emphasis there. You see, the amazing thing about dressing is that illusion dressing is all about sending the eye to where you want the focus to be and bringing it away from where you don't want it to be. In so many cases, what we as women do is we tend to cover ourselves up. We tend to dress the parts we don't like. And then we focus all our attention. When we look in the mirror, that's what we see. And then that's what we do. We dress to try and cover up those parts that we don't like. Inevitably, ladies, what we end up doing is end up making them look bigger than they are. So we end up focusing on those parts that we don't like. So rather, what I'd love for you to do is to really focus on creating a sense of balance and especially focusing on the parts that you do like and working at balancing your shape. And that way you draw attention to the parts you want and away from the parts you don't. You're going to be aware of your tummy. Other people aren't. It's amazing. Ladies, we see ourselves so differently to the way other people see us. Really and truly, it is real. Okay, so let's just see. I'm going to go to some of the comments. Okay, so Celestial says, okay, so no waist for me. So Celestial, in that case, and thank you for that question because that's a really good question. There are women who literally are very straight up and down. You can fake a waist. You really can. So one of the ways that you can do that is to wear things that are really very nipped into the waist, almost quite extreme. So peplums would be fantastic for you. Let me just see if I've got something. No, I don't have anything here that will illustrate that, unfortunately. But I would go with, peplums are great, where they kind of go from here and then flare out. Also, blazers and jackets that nip. Also, peplum jackets could be phenomenal for you because you almost want to create that nip like that. That's the kind of thing you want to go for. A belt probably isn't going to work well for you. However, this kind of thing it may, but it may not. You'd have to get a feel. In fact, I think if you were to wear a wrap top, what you might want to do is rather tie it on the side and not have all of this here, because this actually may place more emphasis around the fact that you don't have much of a waist. I mean, you can see I don't have much of a waist either, but it definitely defines that. But if you're completely straight, you don't want to add extra bulk to this, or you don't want to add the eye to that. So Celestia, what I would do if I were you and I were wearing this top, or if I was putting this top on you, then what I would do, still have definition in the waist, regardless, okay? So even if you don't have a waist, it doesn't matter. Still want you to have nipped in the waist. In fact, it's really important for you not to. And then I would just tie that there and have that going down rather. I think that would be a much more flattering silhouette for you. So I hope that helps. Okay, let's see. Renita, how do you keep a half tuck? It seems to come out so fast. Yes, that is a good point. I'm finding that, look, I think in winter the half tuck does come out more often. I tend to tuck either on the side or, this is annoying me. Let me just quickly get this. This is the thing about live videos. Wonderful because I get to engage with you, but definitely no cutting, no editing. All right. So, Renita, I tend to tuck quite far in, and I think that does tend to help. So either I'll tuck right in here, so I'll do like a tuck like that. I love doing that in winter, actually, with sweaters that tend to have a little less definition. It doesn't really work with this top here that I'm doing, but I tend to tuck in there, or I'll tuck on the side. Also, this top isn't going to really work, but that sort of tends to there. And then, whenever you go to the restroom, you're going to have to tuck it again. It's just one of those things, but I think it's worth it. I really think it's worth the hassle. Okay, so let's just see. Benji says, I'm 154 centimeters, need advice on comfy way to sit in a plane and reach your destination in 13 hours and wow a guy. I was going to say, that's a Benji. That sounds like you're a guy. So 154 centimeters, so that's 1.5. So I think, Benji, you're about my height. So for those who are on, because I see you on metric, I'm also on metric in South Africa. That's probably about 5'2", ladies, for those of you who are in the US. And comfy way to sit on the plane. Benji, I'm actually very practical when it comes to traveling because I do very long haul flights. I mean, back to South Africa, if I go via Dubai, you're looking at 24 hours in the plane. So I would just say, comfortable pair of maybe drawstring kind of loose pants and a t-shirt. And then what I tend to do is I actually wear a pair of jeans, comfy stretch jeans, and then and a nice top, or just a knit top that's comfortable. And then what I do is I change my jeans into a more comfy pair of leggings or drawstring pants or whatever the case is. And then when I get off the plane, before I get off the plane, then I change back into my jeans. And I always keep an extra top because I often end up feeling a bit icky. So I like to just change my clothes as I get off the plane. But completely, I think you've got to be practical when it comes to that type of thing. Really, Be comfortable and practical, because any tight fit, like really, really tight fitting clothing, you can wear fitted garments that have got stretch in them and that will work. But anything really tight is just going to restrict your blood flow on the plane. It just isn't healthy. So Celestial says 3/4 is full length for me. Yeah. Fabulous. I mean, make it work for you, because 3/4 pants are coming in big for spring again. But if they've made them for tall girls, fantastic. You can definitely do it. It chops your body length. Says, okay, Celestial says 3/4 full length for me. It chops your body length. Yeah. If you wear 3/4, it really, really does shorten you. Just try it, ladies. See it for yourself. I mean, there's so many videos I talk about this. I talk about the 3/4 length thing. And women are often very surprised because, fashion is telling us 3/4 length is so fashionable, great for petite women. I find it isn't. And then Renita says, before I had the belt, constantly slip up until I found out where my waist was. It's actually higher. Yes. So that's important as well, Renita, because, if you're putting it too low, then it's going to keep on sliding up. If your belt is in your natural waist, it's not going to slide. It is in your natural waist. It's in your narrowest position. And that's the easiest place for it to be. And it makes it more comfortable as well. Celestial says, my biggest problem is that sleeves lengths not as easy, too short like pants. Yeah, Celestial, so I'm not so worked up about sleeve length. I actually don't find that sleeve length makes you look shorter or taller. The only time the sleeve length is a bit odd is if women have got very long arms and then the sleeve doesn't quite match that. So my suggestion would be to you that if a sleeve length is a bit odd, actually have it shortened. So this is a 3/4 length. I really love this length because I can actually put a full length top on underneath it during winter when it's really cold, or I can wear 3/4 length during spring and fall, and sometimes even into summer a little bit in the evenings. So I really love a 3/4 length, and it's a very easy alteration to make. Sometimes, ladies, we have to realize that clothing is not necessarily made for individuals. It's made for the masses. And so manufacturers are looking at, what's going to sell across the board. That means that sometimes we need to invest in having things tailored to suit us, but it's worthwhile. Or it's worthwhile to find those brands that really fit us and work for us. So sometimes finding those brands that work for your body shape are very powerful. And if something doesn't work for your body shape, ladies, I just want to say, don't take it personally, because it isn't about you and it isn't about your body being wrong. It's about the clothes being wrong for your body. So many times when I work with clients, and sometimes I work with two ladies together, they're friends or they're family members, and they want to have their makeovers together. And it's so empowering and it's really special for them because they see that one woman will put on something and look absolutely fabulous in it, and the other will try on that same thing and it doesn't work for her, and vice versa. And what that says is you just have to find things that work for you. And your body, you don't have to judge your body because something doesn't work. It's simply the clothing that doesn't work for you. A good illustration is you go into a store and you try on a pair of jeans that makes your ass look terrible. And how do you feel about your ass? You don't feel so good about your butt, right? But you try on a pair of jeans that does look good on you, and suddenly you're thinking, oh, my ass is looking great. I have fabulous butt. What am I worried about? Same ass, different jeans. Okay, so it's really about finding clothes that work for you. It's sometimes about having things altered, and it's worth it. It's worth it to have things altered to suit your body shape so that you can look and feel fabulous. That's what this is about, ladies. It really is about that. And you are worth feeling fabulous. You are worth clothes that make you look good. Rather have fewer things in your closet that really work for you, that suit your body shape, that you can mix and match, you can dress up and dress down, than have a whole bunch of stuff that just doesn't work and doesn't make you feel fabulous. Now's your time, ladies. There are no rules. Have fun with it. So, ladies, we are now 33 minutes and I need to finish. Okay, I've got some last one. All right, I'll do the last few comments. So, Celestial says, my biggest problem is sleeve length, not as easy. Okay, I've done that already. And then Celestial says that I find that knitting my own sweaters and tops is the only way for sleeve lengths to work. Well, that's like the fact that you can do that, that's amazing. Absolutely amazing. Also, just to say that there are, when it comes to knits, ladies, some things are woven, but some things are cut and sew knits. I'm a designer, so I know in the last few years, there's been a lot of cut and sew knits. So those can easily be altered. You can just take them to a tailor and they can change, the length can be changed. Absolutely easy. So ladies, thank you so much. You have been absolutely amazing today. I hope that these tips have been very useful for you. On the replay, for those of you who are just joining us, I will put the details of those videos below. So Vanessa's makeover and my series on how to dress when you're short, so that you can see really good physical examples of that. I will be doing more style makeover videos. I will be doing more, ladies, so that you can see these tips work for a variety of different shapes. I'm super excited to share that content with you. And let me know in the comments below what kind of videos you'd like to see coming up for spring. If you have some great video tutorial ideas, I'd love to hear from you, ladies. Feel free to comment below, and please don't forget to subscribe to my channel. Also, if you'd like to get a free download on my top makeover tips, anyone up for that one? I'm sure you do. So if you would like to get that, then you can head over to my website, tracygoldfashiontips.com. I'll put the link in the details in the description below. You'll go onto my website. There'll be a pop-up within a few seconds of being on my website, giving you an option to subscribe to my newsletter, put in your details. You will get a newsletter once a week, and you will get my free download on my makeover tips. Thanks so much, ladies. You've been a fabulous audience as always. Love you guys. Bye.